witnessed the worst person who could have lived in a neighborhood in Turkey, Meti, a water vendor. He sexually abused girls for years without anyone noticing. How could this go unnoticed for so long? Perhaps people didn't expect such brutality from someone who worked as a water vendor on their streets. Actually, Meti's name wasn't new to us. In 2008, he was running a shop in Gazi Osman Paşa. According to people who knew him, he was a quarrelsome man. However, he had a good relationship with children, especially girls. He treated them well, often took them on motorcycle rides, and gave them free water. No one thought he could be a bad person, but some people in the neighborhood started to suspect his closeness, so an allegation was made and the police were informed. After Şenay was taken into custody by the police, a case was opened against him. His family and those around him were very sure he was innocent, so the case didn't progress much in court. They lacked concrete evidence, so he was acquitted. In 2009, he left the area and moved to Bağcılar, where he opened a new shop. This time, he took precautions to avoid getting caught easily. He managed to maintain a good relationship with children in the new area and built a soundproof room at the back of his shop. If no sound came out from inside, he could continue his abuse. The main reason he wasn't caught until 2009 was this: people were surprised again to see so many children around his shop in Bağcılar. However, society considered him a good man. So although some people who didn't shop there found his interest in children strange, they didn't suspect anything so sinister. Everything started on May 24th, 2023, when a girl named Meti didn't come home after school. Her family went to the police and the children didn't return. When the school's security camera footage was examined, it was seen that Meti got on a minibus after leaving school. When her family saw the minibus, they realized it belonged to the water vendor. On their street, the police went to Şenay's workplace and waited until late at night. When Şenay left the shop around 3 a.m. looking nervous, the police intervened. Meti was indeed there, unconscious in an isolated room behind the shop. The room was pitch black, with bloodstains on the walls. The police were shocked to find not only bloodstains, but also some notes hung on the walls, warning not to scream or cry, and threatening to kill if necessary. After Şenay took Meti from school, he had brought her directly here. He first distracted her by giving her a computer, then took her to the back, claiming he would show her something. The room he entered was like a torture chamber, isolated from the outside world. Moreover, there were notes in the room such as "Listen to me," absolutely no screaming, speak in whispers when talking, don't talk if someone comes to the shop, also do as I say. If you don't listen to me, I will cause you a lot of pain, beat you severely, and even kill you. Şenay showed his victim videos of children who had suffered violence at children's shelters, telling her that if she made a sound, he would send her there too. With such lies, he abused his victim. He also filmed these moments when Şenay was caught after this incident. His computer and phone were examined. It was understood that he was searching for videos of children on pornographic websites. In addition to these, his own photos were found on his phone, some of which were with children. further exposing the brutality he created. The videos on his phone included the suffering of a child named R, who was only 5 years old when it started and endured it for 10 years until he was paralyzed at the age of 15 and hospitalized in 2021. After that, Meti didn't approach him again. The identities of those in the videos were understood after the phone and computer were examined. They didn't tell anyone anything. Şenay had scared them so much that they didn't even think of complaining if the 12-year-old child hadn't disappeared. Perhaps many more people would have been exposed to this man's evil. The other two children on the list were the nieces of Meti and Şenay's sister-in-law, whom he was trying to lure into his trap. The fear he instilled disrupted the lives of these young children. Families, believing him to be an ordinary water vendor, had suspicions about him. After Şenay was apprehended, all his equipment was sent to the laboratory for examination, while his phone and computer had been decoded. There was also an encrypted hard drive. Currently, the police are working on this hard drive to see if there are any other videos of victims. We will find out together. After the prosecution prepared the indictment, which had already become public knowledge due to the events, Meti was indicted for the actions against the four identified children. The prosecution requested a prison sentence of over 100 years for him, as the indictment process has been completed, while the indictment prepared by the prosecution was accepted by the court. Meti and Şenay will appear before the judge for the first time on May 7th.